Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I'm your host, Gabe Peterson, and this is the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items for you. First, if you like this episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running far into the future. Second, if you're a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All I charge is our admin costs to keep this show running. So if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says get the ebook in the upper right-hand corner to grab yourself a copy. With that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride. All right, we are back with another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we have Brent Bowers with us for time number 2. We don't have many repeat guests, so I'm super excited to have Brent on here. Brent, if you guys don't remember, he is a land guy from the Land Sharks. He's all about investing in real estate on the land side, which is not something many people do. It's a very niche market, so I'm really excited to jump into this. So Brent, thank you very much for hopping on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me for a second time. I'm going for 3, just like I did for my real estate license. I had to take the course 3 times and I finally passed it. So by the 3rd time, we'll get this right and just give everything to your listeners.
Perfect. I love it. All right. I told you before we got on here, we like stories at Real Estate Investing Club. We like to just hear, how people got started because it's never the same. It's always different. So why don't you take us to yours? How did you get into real estate?
Crazy story. 2007, I always wanted to be a real estate rock star. I always wanted to get started in real estate. I wanted to be wealthy. I just looked up to people that were wealthy and we grew up, comfortable. My parents worked really hard but I always knew that I wanted to go further and do more things, see more things. And my parents always absolutely encouraged it. So 2007, I got my real estate license after I took it the 3rd time. And I got all the excuses in the world, but I don't know, I suck at tests. But I thought I had to get a real estate license to be a real estate investor. Ultimately wanted to be a real estate investor. I didn't want to drive people around. That's what they used to do back then. They would drive them around and all that stuff and list houses and find buyers, but got my real estate license, joined Exit Realty. And one of our the actual agent that sponsored me and kind of showed me the ropes, listed a house very quickly from the time I joined. Well, I put an offer on it. I thought that's what we were supposed to do as real estate agents, right? So I put an offer on it. Houses. Yeah, we're buying these, right? So it gets accepted. I needed $1,000 for an earnest money deposit. I didn't even know what the heck that was. They didn't talk about that in real estate school. It was all ethics and blah, blah, blah. I couldn't even tell you what it was about because I don't remember. Maybe that's why I had to take the test 3 times. Anyhow, so I had to borrow $1,000 from great grandma. Got my earnest money deposit, paid her back when I closed on it because I got a real estate commission for buying that house. I was like, this is too good to be true. We're getting paid to buy things. So I put a tenant in it. Now I'm a landlord. I moved to the coast. I just got married as well. And I leave my lawn and landscape business that was paying me very well. We built it up pretty good. And then my dad came out and kind of took it over. We built it together for a while. Then he kind of took it over and 2008 happened. And I'm getting my teeth kicked in daily. Not really, but I felt like it. I'm wearing out shoes, having to buy them. Ultimately had to tell my landlord that the house I was renting, I'm not going to be able to afford the payment next month. So I got to move out. Ended up moving in with my in-laws. I love them so much, but 900 square foot house, 4 adults and 1 child shouldn't live in that house with 1 bathroom. So I was very eating humble pie not really making any money. And my wife's grandpa, I really looked up to him. He introduced me to Jim Rome, by the way, not physically, but through cassette tapes that I had to transfer to CDs. And he said, Brent, join the military, like do 20 years, retire. You'll have it made. You can go back to school and, turn your life around, stop paying credit cards with credit cards. And I did. Like, I'm coachable. So I went to the Air Force recruiter. They said, no, we don't want you. But luckily the recruiter was kind enough to say, hey, go next door to the Army. They'll take anybody. So I did. I fogged the mirror, got into the Army, went to basic training like 2 months later. Thank God, because I needed to make some money. I was like doing all these random jobs. I was mowing the grass for the neighbor, showing people all these rental houses to hopefully they would rent. And I'm telling you, South Florida rental houses are disgusting. I would show up like an hour early, turn the air conditioners on, and like fan the house out and spray Febreze and Lysol. And that stuff does not mix well, by the way. I don't recommend it. And then if they'd rent, I'd get like $300. So,
all right. That's not
long story short, go to Afghanistan. So basically I got through training, basic training, AIT. They sent me to Germany. We all moved to Germany, me, my wife, and the dog. And I'm there for like 2 months. And then I'm in Afghanistan for 1 year, back for 1 year, and then back in Afghanistan for another year. And then finally got selected for what's called the Green to Gold program, where they select about 160 active duty Army soldiers to be go to school, basically go to ROTC to become an officer, and you get paid your salary. So I had made it to E5, from E1 to E5 in like 2.5 years. So I was cruising because I needed to start making some money. By that time, me and my wife had split up. I was always away, always gone, always deployed, always training, always in the field. So I'm a bachelor now, and I'm back in the States in 2013. And guess who still got the real estate itch? So I bought a house. I started house hacking and haven't looked back since.
Damn, man, that is a story. So that's cool that you, like, at the beginning, you wanted to be a real estate rock star. That was something that wasn't really introduced to you. You were just like growing up, this is the direction I wanted to go. But then you got your teeth kicked in 2008, and it kicked in many people's teeth. So you are not alone there. Don't feel shame about that. But it's cool that you got back up. You got your teeth kicked in. You realized, shit, I got to make some money now. Got into the Army, went through that whole career path. And then you got into, you said flips or single family flips?
I actually, it's a funny story. I had to get back from Afghanistan to Germany, clear my house. And basically I got to the States just in time to start school. So I had no house to live in, and I'm too old. I'm like 25, 27 years old at this point. I'm not living on campus. I'm already the old guy in school. No way. So I went on Craigslist and found a room for rent. And I checked the guy out who's working for like a government contractor, super nice house, but he had this cat, man, that he never changed. And I don't like cats. Like, I may have lost half your listeners. I'm sorry. I just don't like cats.
I'm no way the same way, man. I'm a dog guy, not a cat guy.
Me too. Dang it. So he never cleaned the litter box, and the litter box is right next to my room. And I'm cleaning this litter box once a day. It still stinks, and I'm feeding this cat. And I was like, you know what? I'm a real estate professional. Like, why did I buy a house? So I went and put an offer on a house like that day, bank-owned foreclosure, got this thing, full price offer, bought it with my VA, no money out of my pocket, my VA loan, by the way. And it was a fixer-upper. And so many people are like, well, it's a VA loan, they're not going to approve it. Bull crap. The VA didn't care about any of that stuff. It was a bank-owned foreclosure. It needed everything. I may have put maybe $10,000 into it, and I did all sweat equity. It needed way more than that. And then I rented the rooms out, and I'm making over $100 and something a month to live there. And I had the master bedroom with the ensuite bathroom. My roommates were amazing. By the way, my roommate was mining Bitcoin. He had a huge mining operation.
Good man.
He tried to pay me for 1.5 years in Bitcoin. And let me tell you how smart I am.
Son of a bitch.
I didn't take a single bit of it. That's how stupid I am. I'd be worth like $27 million right now.
That's funny. My cousin and I actually were mining Ethereum way back in the day, and then we lost the password. And the thing about mining operations is if you don't have the hash, you don't have the password, you just can't get it. And so there's like I don't know. I don't know how many tens of $1,000s out there just hanging out because we totally lost the password. But
Dear
not
Lord,
related to
man.
real estate. I'm just saying I feel your pain with the Bitcoin thing.
Oh yeah. And I was, and here's how stupid I am. I had 5 Litecoin machines that I was mining through a company called DigiSade. It all got hacked too, by the way. And it's all gone. But I'm already in crypto. I didn't understand it though. And one day I just unplugged them all. I was like, this is pie in the sky garbage. It's not tangible. Anyhow, so live and learn. I do mine Bitcoin now, by the way. But yeah, I started with house hacking, then bought a rental right down the street, then bought another rental. And I just kept doing rentals. And then I was like, oh crap, I'm broke. I've maxed out all my credit cards, all my Home Depot and Amex. And I'm like, how do people buy rentals? Like, this is the worst way to wealth ever. Like, I was very short-sighted. Now, come 2019, I was like selling all those rentals.
Hell yeah, I got these rentals.
I wish I've never sold any of them, by the way, because they're still going up. But I was like, I needed to pay for a few classes, and I had racked up those credit cards. I'm on the fourth rental property now, and I started haphazardly wholesaling houses. And what I would do, I would go on PropStream, get the notice of default list, knock on the door, and if they didn't answer, I'd leave a note. And I got deals like that. It was just nuts.
Wow, you did door knocking. That's next level wholesaling. I did wholesaling with just like direct mail and like RVMs, but door knocking, you got to have some cojones there. I'm props for that.
Well, let me tell you, I had just come back from Afghanistan. I didn't care about no door knocking, but after about the 7th or 8th time, like I swear, and this is in Palm Bay, Florida. This is kind of a rough part of Melbourne area, by the way. Every guy that would answer the phone, or not the phone, the door, I swear, I'm like, dude, do you play for like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like a linebacker or what? So my knocks kept getting quieter and quieter. And then ultimately I just started getting to be a little sissy. And I just like started putting notes on the door. And finally the note worked. So
there you go.
No, I was scared.
I feel you there. Awesome. But I mean, we're talking about door knocking and wholesaling. Your main niche is land. So you haven't even got to that part of the story. How did you get from, buying these rental properties that are making you, a couple hundred a month to now focusing 100% on land?
Yeah. Well, it's about time to move to Colorado, 2015. Met the woman of my dreams while in school. We got married. She actually followed me to came with me to Fort Lee, Virginia, where I had to train for about 6 months. And then we went to Colorado. We had gotten married and then got pregnant. And I'm still wholesaling houses. And by this time, I had gotten a coach. My head's a little cloudy. I just got back from running. I'm not talking right here. So I found the coach. His name was Tom Kroll with Wholesaling Inc. And he showed me like a proven path to creating a wholesaling business. It was like the McDonald's program.
Franchise of wholesale.
Yeah. Like put 2 squirts of ketchup, 1 squirt of blah, 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 1 pickle. And like,
you got a contract.
It was working. Absolutely working. Wholesaling Inc. So long story short, I'm an Army officer. I'm working like 12 hours a day again. And then I'm always training to prepare to deploy, always in the field. And I'm working 12 hours a day, plus trying to get contracts and go meet sellers. We're about to have our first baby. Plus I want to see my wife too. And I was searching for answers, listening to, podcasts like the Real Estate Investing Club. Woo! And I heard about a guy.
You probably weren't around at that point, but I like the plug.
you weren't there yet, or I would have been listening to it. I actually, believe it or not, don't listen to podcasts anymore. Because just there's so much great stuff. Not that podcasts are amazing, but I was searching for answers. And I heard about this guy buying land and like flipping it overnight and doubling his money, tripling, quadrupling his money. And I'm like, holy crap, I got to send out 6,000 postcards, spend almost $3,000 to get all these calls, to work these leads and have to go see 8 houses, and I'm like screaming off base on my lunch break. And I only got like an hour maybe. And I'll mail all these mailers and then I won't be able to take the calls. And I was just starting to build a team. I just hired somebody and I'm like, why am I not mailing the land? So we sent some postcards out, like 687 of them to the county held tax lien list. This is stuff that tax lien investors don't even buy it because this crap's not buildable. I say crap, it's land. It's like this pure gold. This one man's trash is another man's treasure. Not buildable, not accessible, you name it. There was problems with it. And I'm getting this stuff for like $500, $300, $400. And they're not even negotiating with me. Like they're giving me their price.
What do you want? $1? That's fine. Go ahead and take it.
I've gotten land for less, like free.
Wow.
We got a piece of land. The first piece of land we ever got for free, I was afraid to buy it because it had this building on it. It had asbestos in it, apparently. Like the seller told me this. And I said, don't buy it. Because we own a apartment complex, a 19-unit apartment complex that we had to remove asbestos in. Whew, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
So I said, don't buy it no matter what. So we got it under contract for free. We were going to get it for basically no money out of pocket. We just had to pay the back taxes for like $4,000. We assigned that contract and made a $27,000 net wholesale fee on it, assignment fee. But
that's great.
Anyhow, all I'm getting at was I was hooked. The first parcel, I made like $5,000 the next day. The second parcel, I bought it for $500 and sold it for $500 down and $400 a month. And that's where my paradigm shifted. That's when I had time freedom. And that first one paid for my truck payment. The second one paid for my wife's car payment. The third one, our electric bill. The fourth one, the water bill. And eventually, before I knew it, all the bills were covered by land payments, seller financing the land. I would buy it at pennies on the dollar and sell it for retail. Most of the time I was selling it for a discount too, because I didn't know what it was worth. When I realized what it was worth, I started selling it for retail prices. Then I started charging interest, which is like literally like printing money. And that gave me financial freedom. And then now ultimately we have geography freedom because we can do this from anywhere in the world.
Perfect, man. I love it. So I really like that you got into land. It's something that not a lot of people do. You saw the potential and you just started buying properties. What I really like about the story is that you're focused on seller financing. So many sellers I talk to, I'm just like, I want to buy their property. I'm like, listen, man, seller financing, it's to your benefit. Like you should be, I don't understand why more sellers don't sell their properties with seller financing, because you're right. You get a charge interest and it's just an interest payment that comes to you every single month. So that's awesome. Congratulations on using that as a mechanism to kind of increase your cash flow month over month.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. And then it's like, I didn't even used to charge interest. I thought wow. So I would 3X it. So if the land was worth 30,000, I would buy the land for $10,000. And now I wouldn't do every one of them like that. I would flip a couple, wholesale a couple, where I would basically get the property under contract and assign the contract, and then build my bank account up to $10,000, $20,000, $40,000, and then buy a property. And then I would seller finance. I would try and flip 2, seller finance 1. And then before I knew it, I started looking, and we had actually charged interest. It was like 6% one time for some reason. I don't even know why we charged the interest. Maybe because we were taking a lower price or whatever. But I looked at our tracking system that tracks our notes. It automatically pulls the payment for us. Like it goes directly in our bank account every month. We don't have to do anything. And the buyer of the land can go in and look and see where they're at, print out, like it's 100% automated. And I don't have to talk to them. What system is that? It's called easynotetracking.com. You can try it out for like, I think $40 or something like that. Oh yeah. For your first note's free.
Yeah. Cool.
But basically I saw where we collected $6,000 in 2000, and I think it was 2018, $6,000 in interest. And I told my team, I was like, I want to 10x that in the next 12 months. And we tried it out at 7%. Then we went to 9%. And then I found out someone was charging 13%. Then I found out a bank was charging 14%. And then I bought a piece of land and paid 14% on a credit card. And I was like, okay, let's see if we can get away with 9%. Then the other day, we just sold 2 in a row, back to back, to the same buyer. Both of them were 12%. And it's just nuts. And that's like purely printing money. Plus we're Plus we're 3xing our money at minimum on the land. So it's just a guaranteed, margin of safety that Warren Buffett teaches.
Yep. I love it. 12% interest. That's a hard money loan right there. That's
I paid that on my first hard money loan, and I was so happy to do it.
It was scary stuff.
I can't believe anyone was giving me money like that.
Yeah. But I mean, if it works, I mean, you're selling land. I'm sure these guys, they have development aspirations, whatever it is. If it works, it works. And that's why stuff like this is so great, because, you might be making 12% interest, but the guy building on the land is going to make $1 million in probably 3 or 4 years, but, but still it works out.
Yeah.
All right, man. I wish we had more time. I just checked the clock. We already went through the 15-20 minute mark. Yeah. But dude, your story is enough. I love it. You went from wanting to be a rock star to the pits, into military, and then all the way through. Now you're printing out money with seller finance notes on land. And that is the true trajectory of a real estate investor right there. But it means we do have to jump into the quick question round. So are you ready?
I'm ready. I'll be quick.
All right. Starts out with books or any form of education if you're not a bookie, but give me two recommendations, one for general life wisdom and one for real estate specific.
First book, A Land Remembered. Ooh. And the second one for real estate specific is The Wealthy Gardener.
Multiple people have recommended The Wealthy Gardener.
I've been saying that for a year and a half, and everyone says, "Oh no, I've never heard of that book." And here we go. People are catching on to it. No, it's a great book.
It must be a good one. That one and The Richest Man in Babylon has been recommended quite a few times. And I finally read that one. It's not rocket science or anything, but it is a good book. It was a good book. That brings us to the next question. And this one is for your younger self. So if you could go back to the Brent who, let's say, was just getting into real estate, you just had those aspirations, you tried your first failed attempt at the real estate license, go back to him, look him in the eye, give him one piece of advice moving forward.
Well, I'll tell you, this came the other day in the gym. My Canadian friend, he's 75 years old. He said, "Brent, you're going to be in big trouble when this market fails. You're going to go out of business." And I said, "Why do you say that?" He said, "You're not going to be able to buy any more real estate." And I said, "Why do you say that?" He said, "Because there's," and I said, I was like, "Yes, I will. It's all going to be on sale then." He goes, "Well, you can't buy it because there's no money." And I said, "Why do you say that?" "Because they're all going to have loans. I'm going to take over the loans." So I wish I would have known what I know, like what I know now back in 2008. It was on sale. 2009, this stuff was on sale. I just got it in my ears that I couldn't do it.
Yep. Yeah. Having the perspective, that's really it. Once you feel that you can do it, you will do it. And it doesn't really matter. It's just, you need to know that it's an option. But 2008, I don't know how many people missed that boat. There was, especially here in Seattle, man, it was just a hockey stick. Once 2008 passed, going into 10 onwards to 2020, it's just, prices have just been going through the roof. So we all missed that boat. You're not alone there. Moving on. And this one is for the United States. There's plenty of opportunity. There's plenty of land out there to purchase, which means there's a lot of opportunity. What markets, what area are you most excited about?
Colorado, Florida, Texas, Arizona.
You name it. All right. Those are the big ones. Texas is my favorite. I just bought 3 self-storage facilities out there in DFW. I love Texas.
Oh, nice.
All right, let's move it on. And this one is, all right, your Superman strength. So we are all gifted with something that we specifically offer the world. So what is it that you are kick-ass at? What is your Superman strength?
Taking action, man. Taking
action. And that is the name of real estate right there, is taking action.
Action takers are money makers.
To the very last question, and this one is for the listeners because you've given us so much good advice about land, about getting in there, getting things done, and not giving up when you get kicked in the balls like you did back in 2008. So what is a good way for people to reach out and say hi to you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Brent L. Bowers is my handle. I have a YouTube channel. I put out a video every single day of the week. Search Brent Bowers on YouTube, and talked about Wholesaling Inc. Go to wholesalinginc.com/land because they asked me to be a coach.
Perfect. I love it. I will put those links in the show notes. So if anybody wants to reach out to Brent, learn a little bit more about land, a little bit about wholesaling, he is there. Go ahead, click a little more in the description. It'll pull down this full description. In there, you can find Brent's link. So Brent, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Gabe.
Absolutely. And for everyone who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason we do this. So if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to me, Gabe at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the Investors Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automatically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investors Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesalers Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So it's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the Ebook Bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day, an even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.